Hello, welcome. So great to have you here. I'm Kat Miller. I hope you've had an amazing day and you're doing really well. In this video, I'm so excited to share this with you because this was a game changer when I learned this. I'm sharing the one coaching principle that has made such a difference when it comes to creating content. When I learned this, and then I pieced it together with the fact that we can map this over into our content, I was like, this is a game changer. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you so that you also can take these brain science principles, and I've simplified them. So it's not super crazy neuroscience complexity. It's super simple. But when you see it, it changes everything when it comes to the way that you create content. So great to have you here. If you want to create content that really resonates deeply with your ideal clients, not just with anyone, but with the right people, you want to make sure that the right people are attracted to your content and the wrong people are repelled by your content. These are some secrets that I wish I knew a long time ago. I used to look at marketers and think, what do they know that I don't know? I know that I'm drawn to this piece of content, but I don't know why. I knew that there was some common themes that were happening when I was drawn to something, when I was scrolling and I stopped, but I didn't know what it was. And then when I did a coaching course a few years back, and I learned about this, the way that our brain operates in 3 parts, I remember thinking, wow, this is a game changer for marketing. It's not just a game changer for coaching. I kind of joined the dots and was like, we can map this over because there are predictable patterns that happen in our brain. So if you want to be able to stop the scroll, if you want people to consume your content, read it or watch your videos, not just the first 3 seconds, but actually watch it all the way to the end and keep consuming your content. And not only that, but actually reach out and want to work with you, email you, send you a message, sign up to your programs, then these are going to be a game changer for you. We can use this knowledge to make sure that our content is speaking to the right part of the brain. So if you're here with me live, I'd love it if you could pop a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, just pop a hashtag replay into the comments now. It's always so great to have you here, whether you're showing up live or on the replay. I'm excited to share this with you. So we know now that so many coaches are online, right? And so many businesses have come online, especially over the last few years. And buyers are now a lot more sophisticated when it comes to their buying decisions. So we've got to get more sophisticated with our content. We can't just assume that we put out a piece of content and the amount of people that see it is like we had a few years ago. Things have changed. So we need to be upgrading, up-leveling the way we approach our content creation. We want to know how to lead people along the journey from complete stranger to follower, to fan, to client. And these brain science principles can change everything for you. I'm going to dive into these in the upcoming workshop that I've got next week. If you haven't registered, if you haven't heard already, it's called How to Get Coaching Clients with Easy Marketing. It's a free online live workshop that I'm running next week. And I'm showing you exactly how you can attract clients not only fast, but also consistently, how to have a predictable and reliable system for attracting clients in a way that's effective and easy and elegant. So just pop the word workshop if you are interested in hearing more about that, and I'll get the details out to you. So just pop the word workshop into the comments right now if you're interested in that, if you haven't already registered. I know a lot of you here have already registered. So what we want to do is make sure that your content is compelling and speak to different parts of the brain, because if we're speaking to the wrong part of the brain when people are scrolling, people are going to scroll straight past. So what a lot of people do in their content is they speak to the logical part of the brain. They speak to people's reason, and they're actually speaking to the executive function at the prefrontal cortex, which is the front of the brain. And when we're scrolling, we're using a different part of our brain. We're not searching specifically for logical information. We often, when we're kind of kicking back scrolling, we don't even know what we're searching for. We're not thinking, right, I've got this list and I need to find something that ticks off this logical list. It doesn't work like that. often what draws us in is happening at a subconscious level. It's below the surface. It's at a different part of our brain. It's more on a primal level. So I want to share with you this brain-based content creation method that I use to create my content. And I'm going to share some slides with you so you can just get a little bit of a visual of what's happening here. So brain-based content creation is about understanding the different parts of the brain when people are searching for information. So I call this brain-based content creation. If you have a look at the brain up here on the screen, you'll see that there's a brain stem and different parts of the brain. And in order to use psychology to attract the right people to us, we want to look at the part of the brain that we're speaking to and look at what our content needs to focus on for that part of the brain. So what a lot of people do is they work from the top of the brain down rather than working from the bottom of the brain up. So I want you to write this down if you're taking notes. We start at the base of the brain and we work up. We start at the hindbrain, the base stem of the brain, because that's the first gatekeeper. It's like being at a nightclub and having a checkpoint that only certain information can get through. So if you imagine you're at a nightclub, there's a bouncer, they have a velvet rope, and only certain people are allowed to come in. So it's the same thing happening in our brain. So the very first level of content creation happens at the base of the brain. And this part of the brain is what we call instincts. So instincts is happening right at the hindbrain level. So this work is based on Paul D. MacLean's work, and it's based on the triune brain theory. MacLean was an American neuroscientist and physician, and he proposed this theory that we have three parts of our brain. We have the hindbrain, which he also called the reptilian complex. We have the midbrain, or the limbic system, and we have the neocortex, which Neo in the Matrix was named after, and the neocortex, which is the front part of our brain. And so you know, some other modern neuroscientists have said that there's more to it than this. This is overly simplified and doesn't explain what happens under extreme stress, blah, blah, blah. But when I learned this and I started applying it to my content, things changed. And for me, the measure of effectiveness is, the measure of truth is effectiveness. Like, it doesn't matter if someone else has like come along and given this other theory. If I apply something and it works, if it's effective and it gives results, then that's all that matters to me. So this started to really work for me when I understood what was really happening at the brain level. So the brain, the base of the brain, the hindbrain, is responsible for instincts, which means that when we're scrolling, when we're looking for content, when we're looking at websites and Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and all those places, email, we're operating with our hindbrain, our reptilian complex. It's the oldest part of our brain, and it's responsible for survival and instincts. So we need to understand that the hindbrain really reacts well to a few different things, and it repels a few different things. So the hindbrain operates with surprise, with intrigue, so anything that's intriguing, interesting, and whenever there's curiosity. So curiosity is one of the things that grabs attention. So at that instinctual level, at the hindbrain level, the hindbrain loves surprise, intrigue, curiosity. It's also responsible for safety. So it is not going to waste time on something that feels dangerous, that feels unsafe, that feels like it's out of alignment with our values and beliefs. The hindbrain reacts negatively to boredom. So it always is, it's so quick. It's not even like thinking and processing. It's just like bang, bang, bang. Is this boring? Complication. Is this complicated? Is this too complex? Is the question that you're asking someone at the beginning of your video or at the beginning of your email or post, is it too complicated? Because that person's just going to scroll past. So is it boring? Is it complicated? Does it raise any doubts? Is there any suspicion? Does it cause any fear? So there needs to be absolutely no doubt in that person's mind that this is going to be a good use of their time to actually grab attention. So if we think from an instinctual level with the hindbrain, then we want to make sure that our content grabs attention. So that's the very first thing we need to do. And a lot of people, they're very logical at the beginning of their videos and posts and emails, and they lose people. They're either too boring, too complicated, or too logical, or they raise doubts in people's mind. And so any of that is going to stop people from scrolling. So if you just simply start looking at cleaning some of this stuff up, it can make a massive difference in your engagement and your content really quickly. The second level that we have is what's known as imagination, the realm of the imagination. And this is what we call the midbrain. The midbrain is responsible also for emotion. So we've got to, once we get through the first checkpoint of instinct by grabbing attention, we then need to create a feeling in people's body. This is where we need to talk to the heart-centered vision of the person. We need to talk to their emotions, not just appeal to them logically, but we need to tap into their emotional centers, get them feeling something, get them seeing something and hearing something, imagining something, and ideally connecting them into their imagination about their future self, their ideal future self. So laying out a scenario of how life could actually be. So we've appealed to their instincts. Now we appeal to their imagination. We need to turn up the desire they have for the thing that we're trying to solve. So someone sees our content there at this point, and we need to create desire for them to actually want to take us up on our call to action. So we need to dial up the emotion. And so we understanding that we go from hindbrain to midbrain, which is the realm of imagination and emotion. That's what we've got to appeal to. And so many people don't do this. They just use rational arguments to convince someone, as opposed to getting someone to feel something. We need to move people. We need to wake them up. We need to show that there's a gap between where they are and where they want to be, and show them that what we are sharing with them is valuable. It is actually going to get them to where they want to be. And so the midbrain, when it comes to the imagination in our content, is all about focusing on desire. Focusing on turning up the desire that people have to actually want to make a change, not a desire to coach with us, or not necessarily a desire to buy our program, but a desire to actually want to change, want to take that leap from where they are to where they want to be. And that bridge is our content. Our content's job is to shift someone's perspective from, first of all, appeal to the instincts, make sure they're safe, make sure that you've got their attention, make sure that they know that you get them, that you understand them, that you understand their problem. And then we start painting scenarios of what their life can be on the other side. We start highlighting that gap, and we do that. And when we do that, it creates desire. It creates a desire-based tension in their body. And then the third realm that we go to here is the intelligence. So we've got instincts, then imagination, and then intelligence. So now we can start appealing to the logical part of the brain. This is the prefrontal cortex. This is the home of reasoning and logic and making sense. And this part of the brain, it's really important that once they're bought into it through their instincts, once they're imagining, this happens really quickly, by the way, they're starting to imagine something, feel something, then we need to back it up with rationale. And so checkpoint 3 is where we show that we're trustworthy, that what we're saying has evidence. And so when we're using this concept in our content, this is the realm of trust. This is the realm of building trust with our audience. We need to back it up with evidence, with experience, with great content that shows people that, hey, I know what I'm talking about, and I've got experience, and there's evidence to show that this stuff works. It's not just this fluffy, hey, let's do this. It's, you know, it's going to feel great, but there's actually facts. So this is tapping into that side of people that want to know that you are trustworthy, that you are experienced, that you have credibility. A lot of people will put out logical content, but they miss the other parts. And it's almost like you don't earn the right to influence someone with logic until you pass those other checkpoints. It's the way the brain naturally works. And so when we jump into this, when we ride what is already existing in our audience's brain, then people start to think, oh, this is really interesting. This is intriguing. I want to know more. I want to go back. I want to watch more of her videos. I want to read her emails. I want to be on her list. I want to read her blog posts. It's so much more than just giving people tips. Tips that we give people are the tip of the iceberg of everything that we know. So a tip should only show a tip of what we know, but it also should show them that this is just a tip out of a tip of the iceberg of everything that I do know. A post should not answer every question that someone has. Otherwise, you rob them of curiosity. It shouldn't leave people completely satisfied and not needing anything else. It shouldn't answer the open loops in their brain and leave them without any curiosity. If all you ever do with your content is give tips and how to do this, then why would they ever want to work with you? So when we build trust through our content and we talk about why we're credible, then we've ticked off those 3 checkpoints, and that enables us for people to become addicted to our content, for people to become obsessed with our content, and to become not only just followers from a distance, but actually become fans, actually engage, actually reach out to you. And if they're the right fit for what you offer, become clients. So this is exciting if you apply it. It's one thing to logically know it. It's another thing to actually apply it, like anything in life, right? We can go, oh, that makes sense. But to actually do it, that's the tricky part. So if you want to know how to do this, how you turn your content into clients, how do you create a system that you can rely on that gives you clients on repeat? This is what I'm sharing and diving deep into in my workshop coming up, which is called How to Get Coaching Clients with Easy Marketing. I'm sharing how you can stand out online and get found by your soulmate clients, how to grow your audience with the right people who love what you share, how to get people to actually consume your content, not just scroll past, how to build this trust with your community and so that people want to invest in you, and how to do it in a way that's fun, how to do it in a way that's easy and elegant and not pushy. So marketing, I believe, is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be painful. It's meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be effective and easy. So again, if you want to join us, if you haven't already, just pop the word workshop into the comments now and I will get the details out to you. It's happening on the 7th of February and also the 11th of February. Same content, so you can choose either the 7th or the 11th. Tuesday or the Saturday. So thank you for being here. I hope this has been helpful. I'd love it if you pop in the comments. What stood out to you? What did you like about the brain-based content creation? Was there anything that stood out and you thought, oh, that's really cool, I'm going to take that and run with it? The power, as always, is not only in hearing it, but in applying it. And if you want help to apply it, if you want to know exactly how to do it, jump into our workshop and join us. So thank you for tuning in. It's so great to have you here. Until next time, keep showing up, keep sharing, and keep shining, because the world needs your words. Take care, my friends. Big love. Talk to you soon.